Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Four Wide Media, and tonight the gang is all here except for Kevin. And happy birthday to Kevin Marble's daughter, who turned 6 years old today. Kevin would have been here tonight for his return, but of course his daughter's birthday comes first. So happy birthday to his daughter. And tonight, Chris Everett. Tonight's I completely screwed up my entire caption down there. Tonight is not the Hall of Fame class of 2025. It is the Hall of All-Stars class of 2025 induction ceremony. Plus, we recap the race weekend and we gear up for the greatest weekend in all of racing. How's everybody doing tonight?
I feel great. Definitely doing a lot better than the Penske clan is doing right now, as we'll get into that a little bit later. A lot of people have lighter wallets, and some people got busted doing a little bit of cheating. We'll touch on that when we talk about IndyCar here in very short order.
Well, let's go ahead. So on, was it Monday or on? No, Sunday. No, yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yesterday, Team Penske's Joseph Newgarden and Will Power's number 2 and 12 machines were failed inspection on Sunday. We're not allowed to qualify in the 12, an illegal part on the cars. They will start 32nd and 33rd. Great move by Doug Bulls. He was quick to make that decision. Both strategies for the 2 and the 12 were suspended for the Indianapolis 500. The same 2 that were suspended last year for the 500 for an incident taking back in St. Petersburg of last year. So, Chris and Everett, if you go back and look at the 2024 Indy 500 winning number 2, that illegal part is on that vehicle. Was it there when he won the race, or did they place it on there after the 500 was over with? That is the biggest question right now.
You know, from the pictures, something that was in the rule book before, but it is in the rule book now. I mean, it could have been on the car last year, but, you know, they do go through and kind of make those show cars look pretty. And, you know, you never know. That rear attenuator is what was the problem. Apparently there was some blending going on back there that was not to specification.
It's almost like they put a piece of tape over the crease. If you go back and look at the pictures of the Penske cars last year at Indy and most of the season, they had it that way. So it's like Penske said, it's not helping anything on aerodynamics. It's more just a look, give it more appeal and make it look a little different than what it was.
Yeah. So but congratulations to the rookie, Robert Schwartzman. Holy crap. What some speed, and what a pole position for the rookie, the first rookie in 40 years to win the pole for the Indianapolis 500. Thoughts on that, Chris and Everett? Holy cow.
That is the first rookie pole sitter since Teo Fabi in 1983. And again, that team was founded in 83, that Prima Sport team. Definitely kind of you want to talk about from out of nowhere. This guy just had an incredibly fast car. We saw some bad fast corner speeds. On I think it was Fast Friday, we were seeing cars hitting in the 240s going off into 1 and 3. So it's going to be exciting on Sunday, but definitely a exciting, and sometimes you never know what you're going to see at Indianapolis. Usually it's like, well, you know, it's going to be Penske and Ed Carpenter Racing on the front row. Well, not so this year. So we'll see what happens Sunday.
It's actually very interesting. Someone showed the facts on it. He was not fast at all in any of the practices. I think the highest he was 28th or 29th. So wherever Prema found the speed at for qualifying, whatever Robert done different in the car, kudos to them. I mean, that's just simply amazing. I mean, yeah, first practice he was 33rd. I'm looking at practices right now. First practice was 33rd. Let's see. This practice 28th. So this is all before qualifying. Let's see. Practice 4. Gotta love technical difficulties. 32nd. So, I mean, wherever he got that speed from is simply amazing in itself.
I'll tell you who got a big break. I mean, I could have Penske had all 3 cars get popped if it wasn't for the crash of what was this? Let me go back and look.
Scott McLaughlin.
Scott McLaughlin. Yeah. I mean, if he doesn't crash,
I tell you what. When I saw that crash, I'm like, how? And I'm telling you this right now. If it was not for that aero screen, we would have lost a life this weekend.
Yeah, that aero screen has saved a lot of lives since its induction, and I'm very concerned with the imbalance in the rear of the cars with the added weight with the hybrid system. It's made the cars extremely snap oversteer off the corner. These cars hit the wall and they get airborne. They don't get airborne like they used to, but they still do. So definitely leaves the driver in a precarious position. Hopefully we have a safe race on Sunday, and hopefully it's a little cleaner than the month of May's been.
I agree.
While we're on the subject of the Indianapolis, of Indy, predictions for Sunday's Indianapolis 500. Who wins? Who is your winner, and who is your dark horse? I'm going to go. I say my winner is going to be Takuma Sato, winning his third. Third.
I think it's the second.
Third Indy 500. I say Takuma Sato wins his third. The dark horse, Helio, wins number 5.
Be nice to see. He's going to have a tall order ahead of him. Where's he rolling off from here? Let's see. He's in the middle of row 8, so we're actually on the inside of row 8. So he's going to have his work cut out for him. Hopefully they can get some speed out of that car. My pick, I'm really thinking it's going to be probably the I'm going to go ahead and say Pato O'Ward finally gets the monkey off his back and wins from the outside of the front row.
I could see that. I could totally see that. He came so close last year. Oh, so close.
Let's see.
What the fuck was that?
If I had to take a guess right now, I'm looking. All right, there we go. I'm going to put it Alex Palou. He's been fast all season.
There we go.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, he has.
I mean, that would be what, 3rd or 4th in a row for him? I mean, he's won everything this year. Why not?
That'll be 3rd in a row, 5th win of the season. All right, so let's see. So, the forecast for Sunday, morning showers, of course. But luckily, the showers will be early in the morning, which means it'll be clear skies for the Indy 500, which means Kyle Larson can complete the 1,100 miles. Speaking of completing the 1,100 miles, happy birthday to Tony Stewart, who also won over the weekend, who won his second NHRA race over the weekend. He's done the double quite a few times, but happy birthday to Tony Stewart. And on another note, welcome to the NASCAR Hall of Fame, Kurt Busch, first ballot Hall of Famer.
He's had a great career. I think it's too early for him to come into the Hall of Fame, really, in my opinion. There's so many other people that are worthy of that position, and yeah,
a first ballot guy, I don't know, but he is a champion. He has won some races. He's had a lot of trials and tribulations in his career. Unfortunately, it ended far too soon with that crash at Pocono. Maybe he'd still be running right now if it wasn't for that. Mm-hmm. But solid selection. First ballot, I don't really agree with it, but hey, welcome to the Hall, buddy.
Yep. Same with Harry Gant, good old boy Harry Gant, and Ray Hendrick. Those are the three announcees into the NASCAR Hall of Fame. All right, so we had the All-Star race. We had the Truck Series. What a weekend we had. What a weekend of racing we had. Max Verstappen, of course, won in Imola on Sunday. Everett called that 2 weeks ago because he was not on the show last week, which we're glad he's back this week. And Chris, if I remember right, you called that, didn't you?
Me? I don't think so. I don't really watch a lot of Formula One, to be honest with you.
Oh. Anyway, let's talk NASCAR, guys. Before we get into the ceremony, let's talk NASCAR. Let's see. Chandler Smith took the Truck Series victory on Friday night. Or was it Saturday? I'm sorry. On Saturday. And our driver of the race was Kyle Busch. Everett or Chris, if one of you two want to do the rundown for the Truck Series, go ahead and take it away.
I'm in the middle of trying to find it here. NASCAR's website's behind. They're still talking about Kansas on here.
They're high.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
I'm looking for it right now.
Carb Day is going to be hilarious. Carb Day is going to be hilarious on Friday. They're having the first ever Weenie 500. Oscar Mayer mobiles are going to be racing in the Weenie 500 on Friday at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
Nice. I've got the results here if we're ready.
Yep. I'm looking at them. I had to go to Racing Reference to get them, actually.
I went J-Ski. Guaranteed to have them. Well, after starting 14th in the race, Chandler Smith in the Quick Tie Ford took the victory over his teammate, Lane Riggs. Third was Tyler Ankrum. Fourth, Daniel Hemrick. Fifth, Grant Enfinger. Sixth, Ty Majeski. Seventh, Gio Ruggiero. Eighth, Caden Honeycutt. Ninth, Kyle Busch. And rounding out the top 10, Sammy Smith in the 7. Finishing 11th was Tanner Gray. 12th, Jake Garcia. 13th, Luke Baldwin. 14th, Stuart Friesen. 15th, Raja Caruth. 16th, Connor Mozek. 17th, the man of the hour, Corey Heim, was leading there going into the corner, and him and Lane Riggs got together, and Chandler Smith kind of snuck by and took the victory. 18th was Matt Crafton. 19th, Patrick Emmerling driving for the 75 team. That's not bad for him. 20th, Jack Wood. 21st, Tony Breidinger. 22nd,
Hey, we got a 20.
making his series.
Hey, a top 25. Let's go.
22nd in his debut, Brent Cruz. 23rd, Ben Rhodes. 24th, Andres Perez. 25th was Matt Mills. 26th, Dawson Sutton, matching his truck number. 27th, Connor Jones. 28th, Spencer Boyd. 29th, Malcolm in the Middle. 30th, Jason Alexander. 31st, Tyler Tomasi. 32nd, Ryan Roulette. 33rd, Derek White. And 34th was Norm Benning.
Oh, Norm. Norm Benning.
Fastest lap of the race went to the 38 truck on lap 231, running 18.981. Margin of victory was under caution.
Pretty solid finishes there. They are in Charlotte this coming weekend, and Kyle Busch will be back behind the wheel of the number 7 Spire Motorsports. So there's your winner for next Fridays. So there's your winner for a Friday Charlotte race at Charlotte. Kyle Busch is your Truck Series winner this coming Friday night,
which should be his last start of the season.
I do believe so, because you only get what, 5?
Yeah, 5.
Yeah. The fact that people bitch when Kyle races in other series, but they don't bitch when other drivers race in other series. The hate is real for Kyle Busch.
You know, and I don't understand it anymore. You know, he doesn't win all the time anymore. He hasn't won a cup race in almost 2 years now. So,
right. I mean, and then we had $1 million winner. Christopher Bell won the NASCAR All-Star race at North Wilkesboro. Noah Gragson was your fan vote winner, which I'm quite surprised that it wasn't somebody else. And who won the All-Star Open?
Carson Hocevar. and John Hunter Nemechek were the two that advanced off of their results.
Yep. And old Mikey Waltrip dropping the caution flag.
He had one job. One job, Michael.
He had one job.
Hey, Mikey, that's why you drive, buddy.
But exactly. So this weekend so this weekend is officially the greatest weekend in all of racing. For the final time for the next 10 years will be the Memorial Day Triple F1 Monaco, Indy 500, and Coca-Cola 600, as the Monaco Grand Prix will move to August beginning next season, up at least until 2031, I do believe. So it's not 10 years, it's 6. Excuse me for my math. And then we got the Xfinity Series on Saturday night. We got ARCA on Friday night. Ooh, ARCA. Who's going to win ARCA? Chris, I'm going to let you handle this one, buddy.
Who's going to win the ARCA race? Well, let's see who's on the entry list. Who's driving the 18 this week? Let's see.
I think it's Solowich.
Yeah, if it's Sawalich, it's probably going to be him, or it could be Butterbean. Could Butterbean go back to back in the National Series?
Hey, Butterbean is one hell of a damn driver.
Way overdue.
He is one hell of a driver.
Him get some run at the national level. He's been running in the Cars Tour the last several years and doing very well there. So it's nice to see the guy go out there and ball out in a big series on national TV.
Oh yeah.
Oh, so also our friend Alex
actually
got his first top 10 as an owner last week at Flat Rock with Alex Malik in the 86.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, they were
There we go.
running at the end and in the top 10. Takuma Koga also had a career best finish of third. Our boy Zachary Tinkle ran sixth. Max Reeves, of course, the 18 car, the Cup team won an ARCA race. Kind of a shocker.
He had to put his elbows up for that race, though.
Yeah, that was Tyler Reif did lead 6 laps of that thing. He didn't go wire to wire, but they were definitely having the run on the top, on the bottom, in the middle to get around some of that lap traffic, and there was close quarters. Some guys got their cars tore up a little bit. Good old short track racing at the Level Pebble. But we just wanted to give our boy Alex Clubb a shout out. First top 10 as an owner in the ARCA Menard series, in the East series. And that was a race that originally Alex was thinking he wasn't going to be able to make. So even better for them.
So looking at the entry list, you've got Swallets in the 18. Spencer Gallagher's returning back. Butterbean, you got Cletus McFarland. Will Kimmel is there. Grant.
Hold that thought. Welcome back, Casey Carden. I just got to say that.
Yep, Casey in the 86. You've got Grant Enfinger driving the 97. So right there's a contender.
Oh, Grant.
I gotta go look at this. There we
You're
go.
right there, Chris.
Yeah, I got it.
I gotta go.
Right,
I gotta go with Grant Enfinger. I'm sorry, I gotta go with Grant, man. When you put Grant Enfinger in an ARCA car, you gotta go with Grant Enfinger. I'm going with Grant Enfinger to win on Friday night.
It could happen. They got good equipment over there. Don't them out.
I'm putting my money on Isabella Robusto. I think she's been great on these mile and a halves.
She really
this
has.
year. Just had a lot of bad luck. I think she breaks through and moves up to victory lane for this one because she's good. She's definitely one of those generational talents.
Not to mention
about time.
Oh yeah. But and then we got the truck race Friday night as well. With that, you know what? I'm sticking with her. That's my girl. I'm sticking with Tony. I know she ain't gonna win, but I'm sticking with Tony.
That's like choosing Norm Benning to win a race, dude. Come on.
Hey! There will not be any.
Dude, I'm getting there.
On this show. There will not be any Norm Benning hate on.
No,
this
there
show.
will not. No, but I already told you who was winning Friday night, and that was Kyle Rowdy Busch.
You know, let's see who we got on this entry list here for this thing. I know my guy that I picked last week finished in the top 5, Grant Enfinger, to win it at North Wilkesboro.
He sure did.
Let's see here. The truck series. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say Corey Heim. Corey Heim is going to win it. I think he's got something to prove after last week's. He knows he should have won that race. Some contact with Lane Riggs took him out of the running late. I think he's got something to prove. Look for the 11 to be a force to be reckoned with.
Oh yeah. What you got, Everett?
I'm looking at it. I mean, Lane Riggs has been there a lot this year. Chandler Smith has been running damn good. Got Kyle Busch there too, but I think it'll be another Tricon truck, but I think the number on the side will be the 15 of Tanner Gray.
I could totally see that.
Yeah.
All right. Saturday, we had the NASCAR Xfinity. Connor Zilic. Connor Zilic wins Saturday.
Oh, that's real quick on the draw there, man. At Charlotte. Let's see.
Connor Zilic or fuck. Jesse Love.
My money is on the 19 car for Joe Gibbs Racing.
Okay.
Chase
Briscoe.
Panic at the Briscoe.
I can see that.
All right.
Briscoe.
Making his only start, I believe, also for Joe Gibbs this year in Xfinity.
I think so.
I think he has 2 starts this year. I think
the deal was just for this weekend at Charlotte.
Okay.
Because of the LaLance Crackers being the sponsor. They're out of.
Oh yeah, that's right.
They're out of Charlotte.
That's true.
Looky there, they don't even have a sponsor listed on this thing on Racing Reference yet. So it's a little bit of insight there by our boy Everett. So I'm gonna go with Jesse Love, man. He's always always a factor on the 1.5 miles going all the way back to his ARCA days. So I think that Wheeling sponsored number 2 is going to be in the running and maybe up front once it's all over with.
Mm-hmm. And we're going to do something totally different this weekend. Not only are we going to do a driver of the race for all 3 NASCAR series, but we're going to also do a driver of the weekend from all races. Since it is a special weekend, the very best driver from the entire race weekend on Monday will be announced as the driver of the weekend. So think about it. Sunday, the greatest day in all of motorsports for the final time for the next 5 years. We got the Monaco Grand Prix, the Indianapolis 500, and the Coca-Cola 600. Lando Norris will win the Monaco Grand Prix. Takuma Sato or Helio Castroneves will win the Indianapolis 500. And for the Coca-Cola 600, I'm sticking with Team Penske. I'm going with my boy, Austin Cindric.
Let's see, the 600. I'm going to go ahead and say it's going to be a Penske car, but it's going to be the 22.
I could see that. Could Penske sweep the weekend, though? Could they win the 500 and this 600? I guess we'll find out on Sunday.
Dude, they got a hell of a climb at Indianapolis. You got 2 of the 3 cars.
They got
back row.
But again, the driver of the weekend to beat is Alex Palou. Will we see it? Carlson win the 500 or at least have a top 10 finish with his car that starts 21st?
No.
That 17, even Tony Kanaan said last week that 17 car, it's way off the pace.
This isn't the same look that he had last year.
Sometimes
Correct.
It's not about
because I don't think Kyle's. I think what it is, Kyle's not used to that hybrid engine.
I think it's just sometimes it's not about how fast you are. We saw a lot of wrecks. We saw a lot of.
It's about how good you run.
I think it's going to come down to one word on Sunday, and it's going to be survival. There's a lot of ways to
survival
be
of
in
the
Indianapolis.
finish.
We touched on it last week with J.R. Hildebrand, kind of choking away one back in 2011 on the last lap.
Yeah. Don't forget about that time. Don't there's another one too that we forgot to mention, Chris. Takuma Sato crashing out of the 500 on the last lap after he passed Dario Franchitti.
Yep, I remember that one. He should have had 2. Unfortunately, he only had 1. But sometimes it's about.
He's got 2 now. 2017 and 2020.
Oh yeah, he did win in 2020. I forgot about that. Yeah, that was that weird year.
Yeah,
they ran the 500.
It was. I tell you what. It was weird. Because I remember watching it on my phone because my brother-in-law was staying with us at the time. So we were watching something. I was watching it on my phone. And I'm like, Graham Rahal came so motherfucking close.
It'd be nice to
But yeah.
win one. It's going to take a lot
Man,
of luck.
I can tell you this right now. If Graham Rahal was to win the Indianapolis 500, it's a party in Columbus, Ohio. Because his grandparents still shut up, Everett.
No comment on that one, buddy.
Shut the fuck up. You get what I'm saying, though. He's the hometown hero here. Anyway,
you can't hate on Columbus, Ohio. I think isn't that the home of Wendy's? I mean, they gave us Wendy's. You can't totally hate them.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Say, how you
yes, it is. It is the home of Wendy's, which I've worked. And you know what? I've worked for Wendy's on multiple occasions. Yes, this is the headquarters. It's located here in downtown Columbus. Actually, it's located in Dublin, Ohio. My uncle works there. My uncle works for corporate. Okay. He's been working for corporate for almost 20 years. Yep. All right. Are we ready for the Hall of All-Stars?
As ready as I'm going to be.
Get it on.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, tonight we welcome you to the 4Wide Media Hall of All-Stars class of 2025. But before we get into that, this fall, following the championship races, we will have the inaugural 4Wide Media Hall of Fame class of 2025. And it is my honor to announce that our first inductee into the 4Wide Media Hall of Fame is 4-time Indianapolis 500 champion Rick Mears. Rick Mears to the class of 2005 4Wide Media Hall of Fame. Next week we will announce the second inductee into the Hall of Fame, and we will announce 2 each month leading up into that final announcement in the end of the season for our ceremony in the off season. We will have 12 drivers, and we will have a 13 or 14 driver that will be chosen by us as a committee in the group chat of who should be numbers 13 and 14 inducted into that class of Hall of Famers. Hang on just 1 minute. We will get going with it here in just a minute. I got to step away for a second because my kid is calling me, so just have at it, boys, until I come back. As soon as I come back, we'll start the Hall of Fame ceremony, the Hall of All-Stars ceremony. God damn it.
Have at it, boys. Well, yeah. I think that's a good pick. Is an opening guy.
Yeah.
I mean, Rick Mears. A lot of people forget he came back and won that 4th Indianapolis 500 after he almost lost his feet at San Air. You want to talk about a legit badass? I mean, Chuck Norris checks under his bed for Rick Mears before he goes to bed. The fact that he was able to come back from nearly losing his feet, and shout out to the CART medical team, Dr. Steve Olvey and his team helping put him back together after that incident at Santa Air. I think it was 84 or 85. Just a bad deal. Thankfully, the cars are a lot safer now in the nose cone area than they were back then. We'd be talking about the same thing with Kyle Larson when he spun out and hit nose first. Definitely, cars have come a long, long way, and Rick Mears, he's as tough as they come.
All righty.
Yeah.
It is now time for the Hall of All-Stars class of 2025. Last week, Chris and I came up with the 8 drivers for the Hall of All-Stars. The first inductee into the inaugural class is Alan Kulwicki.
Very good pick. Alan, what he was able to accomplish in his career as an owner driver. Yeah, Tony Stewart won it when he took over with Gene Haas, but I mean, that's nowhere close to being the same as what Alan Kulwicki did back then.
I mean, for a short career,
he's able to accomplish.
I mean,
yeah, for a short career, he was amazing.
The deal that he had with Hooters was only like somewhere around $3.5 million a year. He was going up against, a guy that was the 400-pound gorilla in cup racing at the time for that 92 championship. He was going up against Bill Elliott, who was no slouch as a driver and a Hall of Famer in his own right, and Junior Johnson, who had big time money behind him with Budweiser and Maxwell House in his second car. So you're talking about Procter and Gamble and Anheuser-Busch. Those deals were almost double what Hooters was giving Allen. So like I said last week, no one did more with less than Alan Kulwicki. What he'd be doing now if he wouldn't have died, I think he would have been a team owner or working side by side with NASCAR on engineering to make the cars safer. I think he probably would have stepped in the wake of Dale's death at Daytona and said, hey, let's try to make these cars safer so we don't have to go through this again. Either that or just helping young drivers come along in the Nationwide series. I really think as a guy, I think you really can't think of anyone better to start this class off. Kind of a dark horse pick. You could go with Dale. You could go with, a guy like Richard Petty or Terry Labonte. The guys that have run the All-Star race. But Alan, like I said, no one did more with less.
that is true. And the second inductee into the Hall of All-Stars class, 7-time, 200 wins, the King, Richard Petty.
I think you said it all there. 200 wins, 7 championships, 7 Daytona 500 wins. He did run the All-Star race back in '85 in the inaugural race. Definitely was kind of on the downswing of his career once they started running the All-Star, but still can't argue numbers, and Richard's got numbers.
Yeah, I mean, by far, Richard.
And then,
I mean, you guys said it all about him. I mean, he numbers don't lie. I mean, it was pretty much everything there for him. Would I love to have seen him competitive in the later years when the All-Star racing that came around? Yeah, that would have been great. But no, I mean, for what he did in his career, I think it's very deserving.
And Davey Allison is the third inductee into the 4Wide Media Hall of All-Stars class of 2025. He won it in 1991 and won one hot night in 1992 when he crashed at the finish line with Kyle Petty. In his short career, Davey Allison earned his rightful place into the Forward Media Hall of All-Stars.
Another short career, kind of sadly gone too soon. Would have been a champion in his own right. Won a Daytona 500. Won a All-Star race, like you said. Could go toe-to-toe with anybody out there. Unfortunately, came up short in 92 in that three-way championship battle with Alan Kowicki and Kyle Petty. Definitely, you can't argue talent. The dude had talent and was able to show it off very early in his career. Sadly, just got taken from us all too soon.
Our fourth inductee into the Forward Media Hall of All-Stars. This one changed the landscape of the safety of how safety is today in NASCAR. Dale Earnhardt is our fourth inductee into the Hall of All-Stars. Legendary career, 7 championships, won the 1998 Daytona 500. The owner of DEI. Dale died when Dale's death happened in 2001. It changed the landscape of safety, and just look at all the accomplishments he had. Look at all the accomplishments he had in his career. I believe he won the All-Star race on 3 separate occasions, including the pass in the grass.
I mean, we're talking Dale Earnhardt. I mean, legendary career. Like you said, 7 championships, 76 career wins. With his last win coming at should have been Talladega, if I remember right. But that man could see air at those restrictor plate tracks. He should have had more Daytona 500 wins. He probably should have had 6, 7 wins like Richard Petty. But anything and everything that could possibly stop them from winning, it happened. I mean, flat tire on the last lap, crash on the last lap, or a couple laps to go. Engine failure. I mean, you name it, it happened to Dale over the years and that. And I mean, that man, whether you loved him or you hated him, changed more than just the landscape of safety. He changed the landscape of drivers. He showed that drivers were different under the helmet with the fishing, with the hunting, just being one of us at the end of the day. And I think that's what a lot of his fan base liked about him. Was just because he was us. He was human. He wasn't a corporate pay me, and I'm just doing this all day long. So, a very, very good pick.
Yeah, I think you really can't say anything more than that. I mean, like you said, Everett, he was just a regular dude that just happened to go and race in NASCAR. And not only was he just a regular dude out there, he was out there proving himself against the elite at a very early age. I mean, when he burst on the scene in 1979, people really didn't know who he was. They just knew he was Ralph's boy. Again, Ralph was no slouch in his own right. Ralph didn't want to go cup racing because he wanted to be home with his family. Dale was able to pick up where Ralph left off, and he took that and ran with it. Sadly, Ralph was unable to ever see any of that success. But what else can you say other than than what's already been said? Dale was NASCAR racing. When you talk to anybody, there's any just regular guy off the street, they're either going to mention Richard Petty or they're going to mention Dale Earnhardt or both of them. Maybe Jeff Gordon, but he was NASCAR racing.
Well, and He won the 79 Rookie of the Year.
Yes, he did. And then he turned around and won.
1980 was his first championship.
Osterman.
A minute, but this one's a special pick for me. For 18 years, since I was 5 years old.
So, I mean,
this was my driver.
Great accomplishments there.
18 years, this was my driver.
An amazing pick.
Jeff Gordon is our 5th inductee. 22 appearances in the All-Star race. 3 wins. I'll never forget it. It was the 2001 Winston when they all crashed and he came back and won with a backup.
That was a great one. That one in 97 too, with that T-Rex car that NASCAR took one look at and said, "Don't bring it back." Jeff was able to do a lot. And again, you could say, well, that's Ray Evernham. That's Ray Evernham. The guy should have had 7 championships, just like Dale, just like Richard. Unfortunately, they went to a playoff style gimmick way to have a championship decided, and it robbed us of a 7-time champion in Jeff Gordon.
Who's messaging me? Am I still on? Still in? Yeah, you're still in. Oh, wait. When was this? I'm retarded. Anyway, yeah, I can't hear you, Everett. Tim Richmond is our next inducting to the Hall of All-Stars. He was in it 85, 86, 87. Of course, his untimely death in 1989 kind of changed the landscape of one of NASCAR's most popular drivers in the 80s. You still there, Chris?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
There we go.
Oh, there he goes
Everett,
again.
You there?
No, he just disappeared again.
Yeah, that was my bad on that one. But yeah, Tim Richmond is our 6th driver. Tim Richmond is number 6. Everett, thoughts on Tim Richmond being one of our All-Stars?
Great driver. I mean, not a long career in NASCAR. Definitely the most flamboyant one in NASCAR. I'll leave it at that part. Yeah. But he was he wasn't afraid to show people what he had to do to win a race. Great driver. If he would have settled down, probably could have had a championship or 2. But his whole lifestyle and all that kind of ruined it.
And believe it or not, if I am correct, the character of Cole Trickle was based off of Tim Richmond in Days of Thunder.
It was.
Okay.
That it definitely was, because they kind of made him, a guy coming from open wheels into NASCAR, and having some trouble early on. Tim definitely tore up a lot of equipment early on, and really struggled. But once he got hooked up with Harry Hyde and Rick Hendrick, that's when things really took off. If you go back and you look at the year 1986, the year before he got sick, between the 2 Dover races, he had an average finish of like 2.7. That's insane. Definitely one of the most charismatic, flamboyant drivers. A lot of people would say that the same thing that gave him the edge on the racetrack was also what led to his undoing off the racetrack, unfortunately. And I will firmly stand by this. If he doesn't get sick, he wins one of those 7 championships from Dale Earnhardt. And are we talking about Jeff Gordon driving for Rick Hendrick, or are we talking about Jeff Gordon driving for Bill Davis?
I think it would have been Jeff Gordon with Bill
Oh,
Davis
man.
because I think he would have been able to have a great career and be like, hey, we don't need to sign this open wheel guy. We've got a great driver right here that we already have.
Mm-hmm. And then, so originally there was going to be 6 All-Stars, but because there's a lot of great drivers out there, there was 2 final picks, 7 and 8. Tony Stewart and Darrell Waltrip are 7 and 8 inductees into the Hall of Fame. Thoughts on Tony Stewart and Darrell Waltrip making it into the first 4Wide Media Hall of All-Stars class of 2025?
I'm collecting my thoughts and eating at the same time, so bear with me.
Well, I'll go ahead and I'll take the lead while you're munching away, buddy. I mean, again, Tony Stewart, guy's been able to win in everything he's ever driven. I mean, even a drag car now. I mean, the dude's raking in the NHRA now. Anything that he does, he seems to excel at. I mean, going back to the days when he was running in USAC and open wheels, when he first arrived on the scene in the Indy Racing League, when he first arrived with in the Cup Series with JGR, really kind of put them back on the map with him and Bobby Labonte. Again, the guy just is a racer's racer.
That was a great driver duo.
Essentially, the modern day. He was the modern day affiliate or equivalent to AJ Foyt. Could win in anything and race anything. Just a damn good racer. Darrell, 3-time champion, right up there on the list with all-time wins. I think he has 84 all-time, 83 or 84 all-time. Right up there with Bobby Allison. Just a solid guy, and he won the first ever All-Star race in 1985 with a motor that was experiencing what NASA would say rapid unplanned disassembly coming across the line to take the checkered flag. Some people would say it's planned. Darrell would say, hey, it happens. But definitely a great pick.
Oh, yeah. So that's our 8 drivers into the 2025 class. Next year will be another 8 drivers for the 2026 class. We're going to try and do it around All-Star Weekend, which I think it only seems fitting. But I'd say those are some great drivers. We got 1 driver announced for the 4A Media Hall of Fame, and we've got 13 more left to go. So there's going to be a total of 14 drivers, you know. So over the course of the next several months, we're going to get together. We're going to see who from different racing series who's in it. I know there are. I will talk to you guys off air because I don't want to spoil anything for our listeners. I want them to be surprised. But as soon as we go off here in a few minutes, I will bring up some names from all types of racing, and we can see if we can vote to put them in. But I'm ready for some racing this weekend, y'all. I'm ready. It's my favorite weekend.
Oh yeah, this is where it's at.
Don't forget, the Coca-Cola 600 is on Amazon Prime.
Gotta get used to that one.
Oh, I know. Did you guys see the Prime commercial with Joey Logano and Kyle Larson?
I have not.
Oh, I saw that today. It was hilarious. Anyway, I got an email. I emailed the team for Robert Schwartzman yesterday in regards to an interview. They replied back to me an email today saying that they would pass it along to Robert, and they said if it is possible for him to want to interview, it'll be after the Indianapolis 500, which I kind of figured that because this is a very busy week for them right now.
You know, here's the crazy thing about this, and I don't know if you guys have thought about this. The front row for the Indianapolis 500, there's not an American on it. This has got to be the first time in a long time that there hasn't been an American on the front row for the Indianapolis 500. You got Schwartzman, who's from Israel. You've got Takuma Sato, who is from Japan, and then let's see here. Pato, I think he's from Mexico, if I remember correctly. So definitely something we haven't seen in a very long time. A front row that does not have an American in it. So definitely going to be interesting, but very, very capable drivers that have won races. And hey, we might get shocked again on Sunday. We may see this Prema team run up front for a while.
Just like for the F1 Monaco, Jordan already knows Max Verstappen's going to take that win. So,
hey, I said Lando Norris. Hey, Team McLaren. It's going to be McLaren versus Red Bull.
Yeah, but we know Red Bull's better. So,
you know, my driver don't even race. My driver's not even in the series right now. Look, I'm going to tell you this right now. My driver's not even racing this season, so I don't got no Formula One driver this year. So I'm a Sergio Perez fan, and he's not no damn. He's not in a car this year, so I don't got nobody.
He won't be in a car anytime soon. He's horrible, dude. Come on.
I know.
Hey, you might see Colton Herta in a car next year with Cadillac coming in. They're trying to make that deal happen.
Well, from what's being said, Checo is rumored to be the second person at Caddy because they're going to use his experience.
That would not be surprising. I would say that'd be a great pick. Well, we still got a few minutes. Yeah, it's gonna be a fun weekend. So, Chris, I noticed that somebody's trying to talk smack to you in regards to your racing. What's up with that?
Oh, just a bunch of crybabies. Say, you know what? If you want to run up front, go in, get in the shop, and work on your race car.
Everett, how's yours going?
It's a great lawn ornament right now.
That's where mine is right now. I blew up a transmission in practice at Ona, so I'm waiting to throw a transmission in this thing.
Damn.
So, yeah, I got 2 months until the next show at Angola, and going to go try to run that show. This is kind of a learning year. I'm jumping from the asphalt against the best people in Missouri against the best in the country. I'm literally going in the Formula One of compact racing with some of the best drivers in the country. So it's going to take a lot. It's a little disheartening to go out and run 5 laps of practice and break, especially with a guy like Kenny Schrader. So I was one of the 2 people from Missouri that made the trek out to West Virginia. But you know what? It's all a learning experience. We're kind of shooting for Rookie of the Year if we can get that. We're not out of it yet, so hopefully we have a good show at Angola and can have something to build upon for the next one.
Well, here's a question for you. Did you have fun?
I did. I did have fun. It was fun until the person keying the mic at race control said I was dropping oil. Then it wasn't fun no more.
Right. But hey, as long as you went there, had fun, of course, that's not fun breaking. I mean, a couple weeks ago up at the track, I forgot to replace my alternator belt, and it came back and bit me in the ass on that one. Starting on pole,
Damn.
For the heat race, went to start the car up to take off, and nothing.
It said kaboom.
Tried to charge it up, so I could make the feature, and they ended up moving my feature ahead of another feature that they moved ours up one, and just didn't have enough time to get enough charge into the battery. Went out, tried to start it. It sputtered for a minute and completely died.
Always keep an extra
So-
belt with you.
Well, I threw it off a couple weeks ago at Plymouth. I kept telling myself all through the week, "Oh, I'm going to replace it. I'm going to replace it. I'm going to replace it." And it's like, "Oh, I'll pick it up when I'm going to the track Saturday. No problem." Then the kid that helps me at the track, he called me Saturday morning saying, "Hey, my ride fell through. I need you to come pick me up." And everything just got messed up from there.
Ugh.
And I thought of it as I pulled into the racetrack. It's like, well,
Like, oh shit.
I hope the battery has enough charge to do it. I'd already planned on putting the battery on it after my heat race. That way it charged it up, but a little too late.
Mm-hmm. So here's something in regards to Sunday's Indianapolis 500. There's over 400,000. There's over 400,000 capacity. 400,000 plus will be in attendance for the Indy 500, as the grandstands officially sold out. So the 109th Indianapolis 500 is completely a grandstand sellout. So there's going to be over 400,000 plus in attendance for this 500. What makes this race so special is the history of the 109-year history of this race. If there's a race you're going to want to go to, the Indy 500 is the one you're going to want to go to. 15-1 Pablo Montoya went from first to 33rd. Went from 33rd to first to win the race. And I went in 2017 when Takuma Sato passed Taylor Krasnevis with 5 laps to go. Fucking asshole. And it was such a phenomenal experience, especially if you camp outside the racetrack, which I did in 2015 and 2017. Great experience. If you've never been to a race, the Indianapolis 500 is the one you're going to want to go to.
Oh yeah, that is a rite of passage. It's almost a prerequisite if you want to be a race fan. You got to go to Indianapolis. It's like going to Fenway if you're a baseball fan, or going and watching a football game at Arrowhead. It's just a one of a kind experience.
Trash.
What? Trash? Come on.
Fuck the Chiefs.
Hey, come on now. You hate us because you ain't us.
Hey,
scoreboard.
Chris, I have no room to talk. I'm a Patriots fan. We dominated for 20 years. I have no room to freaking talk.
I was about to say, you're probably a Bulls fan back in the 90s, too, and a Yankees fan still.
I was a kid. I've been a fan since the day I was born. Cavs for life.
You say Cavs? The Cavs? Was that before LeBron? Oh, okay.
Way before LeBron.
I'm gonna send you a picture of Mark Price and Brad Doherty, and you probably don't know either one of them guys.
Well, he probably knows Brad from NASCAR. That's
everybody knows Brad Doherty.
He better know. He's a NASCAR guy.
Actually, as a matter of fact, when I was younger, I actually had a Brad Daugherty jersey when I was younger. I think I was probably about 4 or 5.
Number was 43.
Mm-hmm.
Because he was a NASCAR fan from way back.
Oh. And another thing. What the fuck was I about to say? God damn it.
We're talking basketball there for a second. We're talking about the Cavs.
Anyway, we will talk off air here in just a second. So don't forget to. So Monday. So on Monday, we will announce second inductee into the Four Eyed Media Hall of Fame. We will recap Monaco, the Indy 500, the Coca-Cola 600, the ARCA race, the truck race, the Xfinity race. We will also decide who should be the driver of the entire weekend. We will cover the point standings. We will cover the point standings for Formula One, IndyCar, and for NASCAR's Truck, Xfinity, and Cup. And gentlemen, and those listening, enjoy the race weekend and have a happy Memorial Day weekend. And this is a shout out to the men and women who served our great country, including my father, my grandfather, my uncles. Thank you for your service. Thank you to all the men and women who served. Thank you, and thank you. This weekend is for you guys. Anybody out there who thinks about serving in the military, I think it is a great thing. Serving our country is one of the greatest things you could ever do. Chris and Everett, I don't know if you guys have any family members. If you guys do, I thank them for their service. It's going to be a very special weekend. Lots of red, white, and blue. Memorial Day. Memorial Day weekend is one of my favorite weekends, not only because of racing, but because of honoring those men and women of the United States Armed Forces.
Yeah, let's not forget the reason for this. This isn't just barbecue day. The men and women that lost their lives to pay for this freedom that we have to go race and to do the things that we love to do. Again, to those active, stay safe. Thank you for your service. And all veterans, thank you. Just don't forget the reason for this, everyone. So, again, let's have a safe and fun weekend, but don't lose sight of the reason for everything.
Yeah. And for our followers for our listeners and followers in other countries, and for those listeners and followers in other countries, enjoy the racing, enjoy Monaco, enjoy the Indy 500, and most importantly, enjoy the 600. You guys stay blessed, stay safe. Happy Memorial Day, everybody. We will see y'all next week.
See ya.
Peace out.